discovering niche fragrances and learning which are the best for you. Awesome for tuning in. Today we're going to look at a very exciting fragrance, Parfums de Marly Layton. Very, very beautiful bottle and presentation. And who should consider this kind of fragrance? It's definitely more pricier and maybe not available everywhere. Kind of a French fragrance house, but I think they have 3 locations. I think they have one in the Dubai Mall, in Paris, and in New York, as far as I know. And when can you wear this fragrance? Spring, summer? What approximately does it smell like? I'm going to share with you my experience in part 2. Quick unboxing. I show you the presentation close up. Maybe a nice gift idea for your loved one or maybe for yourself. And then in part 3, I'm going to share some facts about you with that fragrance. After all, it's a more expensive fragrance. It's nice to be a little bit more informed about before you maybe order a sample set from the Parfums de Marly website. Interesting to know. And then in part 4, I'm going to share with you my personal experience, what I got or experiences I gathered from wearing that fragrance. My joke always is, my inside joke is over there. There's a reason why it's called Layton, if you catch my drift. It definitely gets you noticed with the ladies, that much is for sure. But yeah, why don't we just get rolling? Awesome you're here. Let's get started. Excellent. Then let's have a closer look at Parfums de Marly Layton, the bottle and presentation. Obviously, I've heard that one of the managers in the brand, they talked about with some guy from the fragrance community that there are a lot of Parfums de Marly counterfeit. So I just want to show you the bottle, that there are no confusions. Obviously, you should only buy from reputable sources that can vouch for the authenticity. That way you're supporting the brand. And yeah, imagine the brand puts a lot of effort in bottle design. They have to keep staff on the payroll. They have to pay the perfumer, expensive ingredients, and so on. So what a shame that some people will copy the fragrance. This is such a terrific fragrance. I love this a lot. Maybe you have seen Jeremy Fragrance was in the Parfums de Marly store in New York in the past, and he voted for the red Parfums de Marly, the Calan, as his favorite, if I'm not mistaken. But from my personal testing, I really feel that, let's say, Herod and this Layton are the most universally likable. I also had some people smell the Calan, but with the Calan, for me, the people that I showed it to, they were like 50-50. Some people loved it more than Layton, but Layton, I think, is the most universally liked, super nicely made bottle. And yeah, you have to pull a little bit to get the cap off. And if I'm reminding myself of smell again, this just smells so gorgeous. And yeah, let's jump to part 3. Terrific, guys. Now a very, very exciting fragrance. I sprayed some on the tester, the Parfums de Marly Layton. Our one absolute fan favorite, all-time favorite from mine. It just smells so nice. Parfums de Marly, job well done. So this fragrance, the information that I could find, let me show this to you in the side card. As I mentioned earlier, it's an eau de parfum. It's a relatively new fragrance, I believe launched in 2016. And the perfumer is Hamid Merati Kashani. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he works in Dubai for Firmenich, but don't quote me on that. And I would characterize the smell as warm, spicy, very masculine, and sweet and fresh. Slightly sweet and fresh. Okay, you can debate it a little bit. It's always a subjective perception, but yeah, man, I love the smell. I love this Parfums de Marly DNA. In all fairness, I do not like all Parfums de Marlys. There are Parfums de Marlys that I kind of not dig the vibe as much, but there's something about Layton that just like really resonates with me. I mean, I wonder how they did it. So let's quickly look at the notes. The notes that I found is the apple and the bergamot at the top, so that you can imagine freshness. Then jasmine and violet. The jasmine, usually jasmine creates like floral softness to the fragrance. And yeah, also if I think jasmine, I'm also automatically asking myself, maybe they have used some Hedion There are some fragrances that can be heady and heavy, but here I think it's totally okay if they use it. I'm not a perfumer guy, so just fragrance lover, so I gotta do this from the top of my head. Vanilla, sandalwood and gaiac wood, so you have the duality, and I think this is what I like about the Layton. You have like this freshness going on, but you also have this woody base, and it's like warm and spicy, a little bit mysterious, and it's strong and it's masculine, but it's not overly masculine. And the interesting thing is, if you, for example, there's also the Layton Exclusive, and the Layton Exclusive I think is a little bit more mature. It's not as fresh. The Exclusive is a little bit heavier to my nose, and I actually do prefer the Layton because it has this lightness to it, balanced against this woody base. So you can consider yourself, I think and that's now the conclusion, we're now jumping to the conclusion. The Layton is the best seller, and I think it appeals to the widest audience, while the Layton Exclusive, maybe it's a little bit more for the mature guy that wants to smell a little bit more grounded, a little bit more manly. But I really encourage you to check out Parfums de Marly Layton. I think this is an excellent, excellent fragrance. Yes, it's more expensive, but it's pretty strong. And I remember when I first got a year ago, this Parfums de Marly sample set, I was super stoked, and I took it out and I was wearing Layton, and I think I went grocery shopping, and I vividly remember walking through the grocery stores and people turning heads. Where is the smell coming from? What's going on? And they tried to pinpoint it. And this fragrance, Layton, will get you noticed. That's for sure. So if you don't want to get noticed, Layton is not for you. So Layton is definitely a little bit a bolder fragrance. That's very, very nice. This fragrance really gets 2 thumbs up from me. I really enjoy wearing this a lot. Great purchase. And yeah, let me know what other fragrances you want to see from the Parfums de Marly house. Maybe Cologne, maybe something fresher like Percival or Sedley. And I'm going to get back to you with that. Awesome for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Terrific. And because you just watched this review, you might also be interested in another very exclusive, light, fresh fragrance, great for spring and summer, such as this white Dior fragrance that for men that I recently reviewed. A very nice fragrance house, Dior. I also encourage you to check this out. You can find this, like always, on my channel page, and I have a dedicated playlist for the different topics which you can use. A lot of people have already subscribed. If you want, you can subscribe right now as well. I see you in the next video.